Greetings everyone, Spartan here, coach of the Ontario Meloetta. Welcome to the YCL Season 8 Draft Review. I'm just going to go over through my team, just my overall experience of the season. Might even do a little bit of prediction of saying who might win this season. Alright, so without further ado, let's just jump in. So, this season was weird. I actually ended my season almost the same as last season. 4 wins, 5 losses with a 0 differential. Last season was 4 wins, 5 losses with a +1. So technically speaking, it was a little bit worse, but at the same time, I would say that I did a little bit better per se. So, in terms of the team that I did draft, Ursaluna's fun. I will say Ursaluna is fun. Is it broken, as I had hoped that it would be? Not necessarily. I would say that Ursaluna does the job done. It's, when you think about it, think of it as, what was it? What was that one Mega Pokemon? I always give a lot of people trouble, including myself. Oh yeah, Mega Mall. Think of it as Mega Mall, but without priority. With like a little bit of priority, because I know Mega Mall had Sucker Punch, and it normally ran that in most sets. But yeah, just think of it as that, because it really hits hard when you get the guts going, and even without the guts, it still hits hard. And I ran a few other sets with Ursaluna, which was pretty fun. Bulletproof was actually useful in some cases. I would say that you more than likely will be running guts, but if you're running against teams that will probably rely on like Focus Blast to take care of Ursaluna, Bulletproof is actually pretty safe to run. Other items I used was like leftovers. I had sets where I used Assault Vest, of course the Flame Orb. I think there was one game that I ran a specific berry, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember at the top of my head, but it was fun. I would say Ursaluna is fun to use. I'm glad I did get a chance to get Rotom Wash. It did help the team out a little bit more than before, because it was like I had Paldea Aqua Taurus, which is bad, but I didn't really see myself using it because I had like, I don't know. I am always iffy when it comes to double typing, like stacking up typings. So I'm been weird about having like dual fighting types. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it really like contradicted each other, and I also didn't have an electric type, so the fact that I did get Rotom Wash was pretty good. But I will say that I think Rotom Wash is a little bit overrated, unless I've been using it poorly, which could be potentially true. But I think Rotom Wash is like maybe a point less than what it's worth. I think like, but at the same time, you probably don't want to have Rotom Wash as a Terra Captain, so I can understand that. But at the same time, it's okay. I still enjoyed it. I still liked it. No regrets. Not drafting it, picking it, trading it. Because no, was it trade? Yeah, I believe it was a trade. Was it trade? No. Baldy. No, wait. Did I? Yeah, I think I did a trade to get Rotom. Yeah, it was. I traded it with Houndstone, which I feel like I regretted a little bit, and it should have just stuck with Houndstone and just ran with like manual Sandstorm. It's fine. It's fine. Meowscarada, I didn't get the chance to fully use it to its potential, because I know it can be good. And there were games that it really shined, and there were other games that it just got shut down immediately. And I think Meowscarada is good. I think it's really good. I think you get more worth from Meowscarada than you would with Ursaluna because of its versatility. I think yeah. So Meowscarada, definitely a Pokemon that you should be drafting. Mesprit. I love Mesprit. It is a defensive and offensive tool they can use. It's really good. I really like Mesprit. I think people should draft Mesprit more often than most because if you're need like a bulky psychic type that still has a healing wish, that and you don't want to spend extra points for Cresselia, Mesprit's a second close thing that you can get. Not only that, you get hazards with it with Stealth Rock, which was fine. It kind of sucks that I didn't have any other Stealth Rock users because I think just having another Stealth Rock user would have been nice for Mesprit's move pool, so it'd be a little bit more fleshed out. But other than that, I love Mesprit. I love drafting that mon. Dash Bun, same thing. I love drafting Dash Bun. It's it does its job. It tanks and it supports. Pretty much it. You're not expecting it to sweep. You're not expecting it to deal too much damage. I feel bad that I didn't get to use Dash Bun as much as I did last season, especially with the lack of terrestrialization on Dash Bun. But I think it's good. I really do think Dash Bun is good. I think people should draft Dash Bun if you need a fairy type. I know some people might not want it due to its lack of HP, but it still tanks hits. You'd be surprised. And it also forces out like some matchups to where that you're not going to be seeing, like for instance, a lot of fire types. Like some fire types you might not see at all when it comes to matchups. So Dash Button actually holds its ground thanks to its ability, well-baked body. So I really do think Dash Button is really good. Hisui and Gudra. It took me a bit to pick to get this mon going. When it started to move, it really held its own. I do think that Hisui and Gudra is a really good Pokemon. I think that the Steel type it gets really helped it out, especially with like giving it additional bulk and defense, which really helped it out. I do say that it's rather slow, so don't expect it like completely sweeping teams, but it's a really good bulky Pokemon. Shell Armor was really clutch in a lot of games, but also like sometimes a hindrance as well because it just forces people to just put pressure on Hisui and Gudra, which is pretty much an ideal thing that you might want to do. Is just put pressure on Gudra. Sap Sipper's good. I think there was only one game that I actually had Sap Sipper, and I don't think it really worked out, but it was nice. Gooey, I only used one game. It didn't really matter, but it was nice that it got a chance to activate, so I'm okay with that. Other than that, it did what it did. You can probably set it up and try to sweep if you want to, depending on the matchups. But if you could put a lot of pressure onto Hisui and Gudra, you can break through it. But don't expect to OHKO it with a special move. Just saying. A Cryogonal I did not get to use at all. It's unfortunate because I think it is a good mon. Surprising enough, because I don't think highly of Cryogonal. So it sucks because there were some matches that I really didn't want to bring it, but at the same time, it was bad in other matchups to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be bringing Cryogonal at all. So unfortunate. I do think as a Terra Captain, I think it's good, but other than that, I probably should have changed Cryogonal's Terra and gave it to Dash Bun. Thinking about it, just overthinking it, I really should have just done that instead. But it is what it is. Alright, I just gotta say this. Hawlucha actually surprised me this season. I would have to say Hawlucha is actually good. And that's saying something from out of myself because I don't like Hawlucha. I think Hawlucha sucks. I really do. I more than likely still do, but it has proven to me that it doesn't suck. It's actually good. Um, I had games where multiplayer support Hawlucha was good. I had choice band and on Hawlucha that really did good. It did good damage with choice band, which is surprising because base 92 isn't as strong as you would think. So I'm surprised. It was good as a support with defog, so that was good. And it did get a couple of sweeps with Unburden, so even without terrain, it's still good. You really don't need like terrain to fit in Hawlucha. It's just like you don't. It's just good. I'm surprised, and I would say this is my real MVP of my entire draft, which is the Mon that I least like, which is now moved from my least like to, you know what? I really do respect this Mon. Spite Ops, I didn't get the chance to use it at all. There were a couple of games where I think Sticky Webs really helped out, but at the same time, Spite Ops is Spite Ops. If I don't have it as a terrestrialized at all, then it's like, it's more of a fodder. I don't think it's bad, because I have used Spite Ops, and it did put in a good amount of work when I did draft it at that time. When I did draft Spite Ops, but it's still a hindrance. Just keep that in mind, because it's hard to explain. Spite Ops is just weird. It's in a weird spot. I think if they had like a third evolution or just better stat spread, like maybe a little bit more HP, or maybe a little bit more defense, or even more offense, I think it would have been better. I don't care if it was slow. I just wish that it was just better, but it wasn't, unfortunately. So yeah, Surledge. This one actually surprised me a little bit. It didn't do much when I first picked it up when Will dropped it, but it was like I needed a ghost type after dropping Houndstone, and I think I made a pretty good drop, because it was like and I also didn't have a fire type at the time as well. So yeah, I think that was a good thing that I did, where I actually got Surledge and gave it a terrestrialization, because Terra Surledge is pretty good. It just needs time to slowly build up. There are a lot of the games. There were like moments where I'm like, okay, I either set up in front of it and click buttons, or I just attack and prevent my opponent from thinking, oh, let me go ahead and start switching out and start setting up myself as well and break through. I'm just glad that Surledge did something. And I think, and don't get me wrong, I've seen someone do really well with Surledge, and it can pop off. Hatterene, it was nice to have it as a Terra Captain for a bit until I gave it to Surledge. I still stand that Hatterene is really good Fairy type, or also Psychic type, whatever you want, and it's really good, and it just forces people to respect it because of magic bounce. There were some games that I really wanted it to pop off, but unfortunately it just got shut down. It was nice to have like a one game where I did get like to use terrain to actually set up with Hawlucha, but at the same time I don't think I really needed it, but it was nice. There's nothing much else I have to say about Hatterene. It sucks that it didn't pop off as much as I wanted it to, but it did what it did when I needed it to support. So that was good. Swalot. Okay, Swalot is weird. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. I think I would have given it Terra Captain if I want kept it as Terra Captain and just not gave Cryogonal any Terra Captain role, because I think Swallow is good at with the terrestrialization. Its stats isn't like eye-popping outside of its HP, which it can able to tank, and its abilities are pretty good in certain circumstances. There was actually one game that I really wanted to bring it, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring it. I'll discuss about why on that matter later. But yeah, overall, I had fun with this team. I didn't outside. There were a couple of like holes on the team that I just think that I probably shouldn't have drafted and just dropped them and picked something more, a little bit more powerful to support. Like my front office really suggested that I would to draft what was it? Reverum. Tongue twister. Because as much as Goodra is a really good steel type Pokemon, it didn't. It felt like more like regular Goodra. Just like slap it with a steel type. So there were other options I could have went with and dropped Cryogonal and Spidops. Maybe even Swalot. But otherwise, all other team members really pulled in their weight. And I will say it, yes, Swalot, you actually pulled your weight a little bit. Alright, let's talk about the overall season. So, yeah, I started off really bad. It's always hard for me to, like, get my feet off the ground after 2 weeks. 2 weeks is when it's like, it predetermines my season. If I get like 2 wins, I think my season will be good. If I get 2 losses, I have to work for it. I have to work my butt to try to get myself going. And if I get like 1 win, 1 loss, then it's like anything can happen. Yeah, this season was just tough. This is wrong, by the way. I don't know why. I did not battle the CL Sigil at all this season. If I'm mistaken, I fought against what was it? Who was it? The Alabasca Miltanks. Athabasca.
1 minute later.
Athabasca Miltanks. Athabasca Miltanks. I always have a hard time pronouncing this. Athabasca Miltanks. There we go. Anyways, so yeah, this was interesting. There were some games that really showed my strengths and my weaknesses of my team. And as you can see, Week 6 never actually happened. I unfortunately had to forfeit my game. I don't like forfeiting my games, but when it comes to IRL stuff, there's some IRL stuff that are more important than just playing Pokemon. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. And I do apologize to Squid for taking up his time trying to get it all set up, and I had to reschedule because something else happened, so I do apologize, and I'll do better. I promise you that. But yeah, like I said, this season was weird. Like, there's some games that I'm like, yeah, I could probably win, and I lose, or man, this matchup is so bad, I'm gonna lose, and I actually win. So it's like, it's weird. Like Week 1, I thought I could have actually had a chance, but there were a lot of surprises that really held me back. Week 2 was surprisingly enough the same as the second verse, same as the first, where it's like you face against, once again, a Air Balloon Terra Ghost Pokemon that just destroys your team, and it's just unfortunate. Week 3 was interesting. It really just showed off like the benefits of actually running Ursaluna and like in Trick Room. Trick Room Ursaluna is scary, but I didn't want to bring it every week. There were some games I'm like, no, I don't want to run Trick Room Ursaluna because it can get just stale. It gets boring, and I don't want my games to feel boring. in terms of like bringing the same set over and over, or same concept over and over. Week 4, I could have won that one. Let's be honest, I should have won that game, but at the same time, I did not know what the Staraptor set was, so I had to be safe until then. But if my opponent did, if I actually did stay in with the Lucha and just snowballed, I probably just won. I don't know. I really don't know why I just flaked out. But it was like, I have always seen Will bring like Choice Scarf Raptor almost the past 3 games. And then they changed it up with like Choice Band. Quick Attack. Yes, Quick Attack. Anyways, Week 5 was interesting. It actually showed like not only the bulkiness of Gudra, Sui Gudra, but also showed the power of Mesprit and its support, and also the surprises that Masquerade can provide. Week 7 was interesting. Let's be honest, I really think Guts was just better. I wasn't thinking about, or I should have just slapped in Facade, because that really screwed me over because I did not prep enough for Talonflame. I prepped more for Sun and like almost no go from there, but I don't know, I got screwed over. Week 8 was interesting, like breaking down piece by piece of my opponent's team was good. It was good because it showed, and even at the late game, if per se Ursaluna did get KO'd by the Aqua Step from Quackable, I had Scarf Masquerade to just take it out, so I wasn't too worried about that. But other than that, I think I did good, showing that like when I'm more focused in my games, I actually do good, which I do want to mention after once I'm done talking with Week 9, which is this game I actually should have lost. Week 9 I really should have lost. It should have been like 2-0 or something like that. That one play made a difference. I took the advantage and just won. But yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about something I do want to talk about, which is my overall playstyle. I've noticed that my playstyle has been changing, and now I've seen like a glaring weakness of my playstyle, which is I overthink. I just overthink. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just overthink plays. It just screws me over. Is there a way I can fix that? Yeah. Just don't overthink. Pretty simple, am I right? But at the same, but seriously though, I really do think that I could just do better. That's it. Overall, this season was pretty good. I still enjoyed my time playing this season. Hopefully, I could play again next season if the admins let me. But now I'm gonna do a spoiler warning. I'm gonna say this right now. There's gonna be a spoiler warning screen showing up right now. I'm gonna wait for a few seconds because I'm gonna be talking about who's gonna be winning YCL Season 8. Okay, I gave you enough time. Let's talk about okay, now we'll discuss about who will be making it through and taking the championship. So there are 4 players left. If you have not seen any of the games, which I really highly recommend watching the games, they're pretty dope. So first team that I will be discussing about it's the Sydney Star Raptors. I do think that Harry has what it takes to probably claim it all, because this team is pretty good. I do think that the tools that Harry has are really good. Like King Gambit is really good. Tornado Syrian has shown its worth of being still a really good Pokemon, despite having the lack of knockoff and defog. He's still got the powerhouse. And then you got all the good support mons such as Sandaconda, Slow King, Appleton, and then you got the powerhouses like Salazzle, Azel, Mimikyu, Decidueye, and even and of course, don't want to forget the all-powerful Titan. So yeah, I really do think that Harry has what it takes to potentially bring this in. The next team that I'll be talking about is the Athabasca Miltanks. Yes, hopefully I pronounced it correctly. So Abomination has played really well this season, has shown that giving Diancie a Terra Captain at 8 points is a mistake. That's all I have to say. Despite that, I really do think that Abomination has what it takes to potentially win it all, with the help of the terrestrialization of Diancie and even Glastrier. Assuming Sevirate gives the support with the Ceaseless Edge. You got mons like Kilowattrel with the offense. You even got Delphox. You got the support with Uxie. There's like a lot of tools that my opponent can, not my opponent, that Abomination has for what it to potentially win it all. We'll see if it can pull through. Alright, so the next thing I'll be discussing is the Dundee Darmanitans. So Pokeball has shown that if you can set your team up well, you can sweep through teams. So Pokeball has a really good offensive pressure, has good wall breakers such as Iron Moth and even Quaquaval, and has good setup with the Galarian Moltres, even Quaquaval, and as you can see, Frostmoth can be a pretty much a scary threat. And of course, a Houndstone in the backbone of the team, hopefully, to sweep through with the Blaster Specs, because Blaster Specs is apparently not banned by stock. But anyways, but yeah, Pokebaldi, I really do think that has the chance to bring it through. Has the good support with Serene Tail and even Regieleki with the screens, and just hazards with from Screendale and Hippowdon, even Copperajah. So I really do think Baldi has what it takes to win it all as well. Now the last thing I'll be discussing is actually one of the new members of YCL who has joined this season, which is Nick G, coach of the Philadelphia Pincers. I really do think that Nick has a very strong core and really good defenses. And Magnezone is a really, really good Terra Captain. And also Colossal as well. So I really do think that Nick really has a good solidified team that can able to pull its weight from offenses from Dragon Ball, Zapdos, Magnezone, and even Tornadus and Crocodile. And you got the good bulk from Blissey, Slowbro, Toedscruel, Florges, and just good support from like Quillfish, Avalugg, and Toedscruel, and Colossal. So it has good synergy, surprisingly good synergy. And I do think that Nick G has what it takes. And out of the 4, I really think Nick might take it all. Personally, it's just my personal thought. I really do think Nick will pull through. So yeah, that is it here from me.
One last thing I want to mention is I want to give a big shout out to both Alejandro and Cherry for helping me out with this season. Those two really helped me out. Shout out to them. I probably wouldn't have been able to build the teams efficiently without them. So, big thumbs up to them.
Hope to see you guys soon. I will be uploading my battles from LDL, another league that I'm associated with, and just a home for me. But hopefully I could get to see you all soon in Season 9 of YCL, if I can. If not, thank you everyone for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me this season. And without further ado, I'm gonna end it here. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.